Let's say that you found an app which generates lots of revenue with the help of organic downloads that it's getting, and you're wondering if that would be possible for you to do the same thing by maybe targeting some other keywords in the same niche. To be able to do this, you can use the AI competitor tab or functionality in RespectASO, which automates the analysis work of competitor apps and comes up with a metadata strategy suggestion for your new app that you can develop in the same niche. So for example, if you want to start analyzing, or if you want to analyze a competitor app in this case, you can say, I don't know, maybe we want to analyze Duolingo. You can just start typing it and the app itself is going to pop up here. Alternatively, you can also paste the URL of the app itself here and start analyzing it. And what it does here is that it goes through, it creates a long list of keywords that the app itself is trying to target based on the app title and description and so on that the app has in the Apple App Store, and checks out difficulty values, how good the app itself is performing in terms of how high it is ranking for those keywords and so on. It also comes up with new keywords that are connected to this niche, but maybe the competitor app itself is not necessarily targeting. And it goes through all these keywords in the keyword bank that is created for this competitor app and tries to come up with a metadata strategy that you can use for your own app itself. So this analysis takes some time, somewhere between 1 to 5 minutes, depending on how many keywords it goes through. And it takes some time to get all the data from Apple App Store, because if you start sending too many requests to them, there's a risk that your IP address is going to be banned. So there's a delay between each and every request that is sent from the tool to Apple for getting the necessary information for given keywords and the competitor app itself. So I've already run the analysis here actually for Duolingo in this case, language and chess, because it's a very, very, very famous app and maybe very difficult to beat as well in the Apple App Store organically in particular. But just for the sake of example, just for the sake of analysis here, I've run the analysis based on this app in particular. So after running that, what you get here is that you get a competitor profile, in short, what it's all about, what it's doing, and so on. Especially high volume had queries like language learning and multiple learn language combinations, where it ranks either in the first position or in the second one, and so on. So you get an idea about what the app is all about. Then you see the list of competitors' keywords in a huge table here. And there are, in this case, 66 different keywords analyzed. And you can filter them, I maybe want to see the keywords that include the word language. And I just type here language and I see how the competitor app is performing for such keywords that have the word language in them. You can see that, Duolingo is ranking for almost all of them. But one thing that it's not ranking for is travel language. Seemingly they're missing that. Maybe it's an opportunity. If we come further down in the tool, the app also goes through all these keywords that are relevant to the app. And these keywords may be used in the metadata of the competitor app itself, or the tool here, with the help of AI, can also come up with some suggestions in terms of what other keywords would be good to target if you want to develop something in this niche. And maybe such keywords that are not used in the metadata of this competitor app, but maybe you can use even if you are targeting or you are planning or thinking about developing a similar app in the same niche. So recommended differentiation metadata here basically suggests three different app titles, 3 different subtitles, and a keyword field here. In this particular case, the recommended one is daily practice travel phrases, for example, or you can choose any of them here, 3 different app titles, as you see. So the subtitle variants, for example, memorize vocabulary faster is the recommended subtitle. Seemingly, it's going to help us get organic downloads. and maybe Duolingo is not necessarily ranking high enough for these keywords. Conversation lessons abroad is another subtitle that we can go for, or maybe we just say, Chinese, Portuguese, and German, for example. But at the same time, those are already used in the keyword field, and the tool automatically warns us about the duplication, so we should maybe reconsider. So depending on these, if I want, I can go and develop my app by relying on the recommended differentiation metadata here, or I can rerun the analysis once again, which we're going to talk about later. But before that, with regards to the suggested differentiation metadata that the tool is suggesting here, okay, I'm going to go for daily practice, travel phrases, and memorize vocabulary faster. Okay, that's the uptitle and subtitle that I'm going to go for. And here I have the keyword field, but okay, so I'm going to go for these metadata setup, but which kind of app am I actually supposed to develop? So it gives some angles and context information about that as well, connected to the metadata that's generated. Here are some strategic recommendations in terms of positioning angle, keyword gaps, and content strategy that you can use. And also, regarding to the recommended metadata here, down below you see the metadata coverage analysis based on what is recommended in the app title, subtitle, and keyword list. Here is the list of keywords that you will be trying to rank in the Apple App Store if you go for them. Daily practice is one of them. Travel phrases and memorize vocabulary and things like that. And there are actually 31 different keywords that are listed in this table, and you can filter them by typing anything here, or you can sort them by any column and difficulty, opportunity, and so on. And there are estimated downloads per day depending on where you rank, if it is in top 5, top 10, or top 20, and so on. And also it also says if the given keyword is coming from the recommended title, or keyword field, or combination and subtitle, and so on. So these are maybe single keywords, only one word in it, or maybe long tail keywords, and so on. So there are a bunch of combinations here that you can analyze. So after doing your analysis, at the bottom here you also have the niche map. If you are planning to develop an app in this niche, which apps you are going to be competing with. So you're going to be you are seeing such apps here in this list. So for example, with Rosetta Stone Learn Languages, so there is an overlap of 21 keywords if you go for the suggested metadata, for example. And at the bottom here, let's say that you are not happy with the analysis itself or metadata, you can provide some feedback here. Maybe you can write things like, focus on keywords where competitor is weak, and ignore social features, and so on. Whatever feedback you have, and it obviously needs to be relevant to the query and analysis itself. So if you give good and qualitative feedback, there's a higher chance that you're going to be getting even better results in the next run if you want to keep iterating on this niche based on this given competitor app. So and if you just click on refine with feedback, obviously it will run the analysis once again from the start with regards to the feedback that you've provided. That's it. I hope you find AI competitor functionality helpful, and it helps you to generate or develop stronger ASO strategies for your new apps.